Welcome back. So we're going to continue now with our first art chat this morning. Group Exhibition Maungo celebrates 35 years of Bag Factory, showcasing a diverse collection of artists, where the term Maungo, of course, loosely translates to roots, to origins, aptly honoring the Bag Factory's enduring impact in the art space. So for over 3 decades, the Residency's nurtured South Africa's most talented artists, providing a platform for experimentation, for growth and expression. This milestone celebration, it unites collectives of artists, both past and present, who've contributed to the institution's history. And in fact, for more on this, we're going to be joined by Kagiso, Mautloa, and Ntshadi, Mofokeng for more on this. Good morning to the both of you, and thank you for your time at this hour. 35 years is older than our democracy. And so this is a huge feat. So Kagiso, I mean, let's take a trip down memory lane, celebrating how far we've come as well. But how do you encompass that, particularly with the word Maungo, origins, roots? Are we rooted at this point?
I think, well, Maungo sort of, I would say, we sat and discussed, and then we said, what kind of title can we have for such an exhibition? And what is the ethos of the place? And what has it done, and what is it expected to do? But we took Maungo, the word means fruits of a tree. And then we see ourselves as a tree, and then cultivating young people, and then dropping off, getting away, becoming professionals, and then forever sort of accepting new ones, coming in, bearing fruit, and moving. So it has been going on for the last 35 years. But the precursor to the idea started off in 1985. But in 1985, we never thought we would be like what we are now. It was mainly workshops. And then the idea was, during those times of apartheid, people were working separately, the whites and the blacks and all that, some in the township, some in the... But we started the Tupelo workshop. And then from the Tupelo workshop, we invited artists from all over South Africa to come and work together. And subsequent to that, we thought we are still sort of seeing ourselves as a little group. Let's spread it and invite people from overseas, within Africa and all that. Only to find that that would work, and then it has worked for all these years.
Over 35 years as well?
Yes.
And the exhibition in Ntshadi, I mean, you're a curator, you're creative as well. So we look at that evolution, the narratives, the art, the conversations that have helped to contribute to our healing over the past 35 years. How do you weigh in on this week, given the exhibition, what's been showcased for this year and this theme?
You know, it's really exciting to see how the energy in the Bag Factory of just working on a group show and coming together and celebrating.
Yes.
We really approached artists saying, what are you working on? What are you excited about? What are you experimenting with? And artists really rose to their occasion. They thought about how could they showcase their best. And so we have a range of artworks from oil paintings, acrylic, to collage work, to ceramics, sculpture. So it's really quite like a great representation of the vibrancy of the Bag Factory and the diversity of the disciplines that are in there.
Yes.
And a range of artists from Ntshadi, you know, as the founders, to artists who've just joined in the studios in the past year. And so you see really quite a wide range of disciplines, of preoccupations. And so it's really just exciting.
What do you make of how we also begin to value art more, especially because of the way it's benchmarked against, Western forces as well, that evolution as well?
I mean, as Ntshadi said about like the Tupelo workshops creating this professionalization of artists, right?
Yes.
Like in the sense that artists have come together really and hold their own work in a high esteem, right? And so the artists at the Bag Factory are constantly striving to the highest levels. They are constantly exhibiting in different places, and so we really are just recognizing the impact of aesthetics on ourselves, the way that it reflects culture, the way that it reflects the moment, One of the major themes that you see throughout the show is about Johannesburg as a place, reflecting on the labor that built it, all the way up to just like, what are the street scenes that you see as you move through the inner city.
Yes, the magic that the world is looking for, that soul as well.
soul,
It's
yes.
part of it. Tell us a little bit more how that's encompassed in your own creative work.
Yeah,
Ntshadi.
it's more about the flavor of Johannesburg. I've
Yeah.
lived in Johannesburg for maybe the rest of my life and all that. But the sculpture that I'm showing there is it's titled Foundation of the City. What I always say to people about the sculpture is that the city was founded on hard labor. So I took simple, rudimentary tools that we can work with. I mean, it's a pick, shovel, a spade, And I would say, be it a road, be it a mine, be it any building, you use those objects to. So when you see those, you immediately associate them with labor. But now I've chromed it and kind of romanticized it in a way so that it shouldn't be that harsh.
Okay.
You know,
So you
it's-
balanced it a little bit
Yes.
somewhat. Okay.
And then I sought rocks that were from the gold mines around. Instead of having a box as a plinth, I put those rocks there. And then it's like this object is emerging from the rocks.
the rose that
Yes, the
emerges
rose
from the
that built
concrete. Yeah.
the city itself.
Yeah.
And I would say every person virtually has or associates those things with work.
Yes. I'm listening to the story that you're depicting as well. And Ntshadi, the privilege to have spaces, residencies like the Bag Factory that allow you to create, with that support, with that infrastructure, with that enabling environment. What has it also done? What do you think it's also going to represent now as that baton is constantly handed over 35 years and beyond?
Yeah, no, the impact of residencies is major, right?
Yes.
Just even when you think about the cross-pollination internationally of artists, of how it sort of opens up the worlds of the artists who come here, as
Yeah.
well as then creates these exchanges in between and across studios. We have a lot of young artists who come on these residencies who win awards and get to spend a little bit of time in this professional space with, people they used to look up to and read about in textbooks. If some people come and they say, oh, we were looking at, so-and-so's work just last year when I was a student, and now I'm working in the same studios with them, I'm collaborating with them. So it has a really big impact in terms of just opening up people's worlds, exposing them to different questions. You think you know something about your discipline, and then somebody shows you a different aspect, and the sharing of skills very practically as well.
Yeah.
So it's an immense role that it kind of plays in an artist's career, because it can be very insular. You can be standing at your easel painting or, working on your different pieces of work by yourself, but being in a community where there's this opportunity to run into each other, to comment on each other's works, to expose each other to different ideas is such a critical aspect.
I have to wrap up. And I just want to, in conclusion, ask you what your vision, your expectations is from here to in the role of the arts in our society to keep those necessary conversations going.
It's a difficult, simple question. But what we are trying to do is get people to come and see art. And also, people should take into account that we're not insular. The space helps people to connect with the international world. Beautiful. Because our space has served as a model of possibilities around the world, to a point that it has been copied all around the world. I mean, I've been to many places where people asked for us to come and launch this kind of project or the idea, and it has worked. I mean, we've been Botswana, right through Africa, and all these other places too many
And the
to
work
mention.
continues. That baton is handed over. I have to leave a combo there. I'm so sorry we've run out of time. But thank
Yeah.
you to the both of you for joining us and wishing you all the
Pleasure.
best for the next 35 years and beyond. And
Thank
that
you.
we've had Kagiso, Mautloa, as well as Ntshadi, Mofokeng, chatting about Maungo, of course, a group exhibition celebrating 35 years of the impact that the bag factory, of course, has had. As we leave that conversation there, let's take a quick ad break. We'll be chatting all things dance on the other side. Stay tuned.